Link up, baby. You just hit my line for the wind down. There's only one thing on my mind when you come around me. I get lost in where you found me. Want you to use me. You let her confuse me. Don't wanna hide the fact that you make me feel that way. Want you to give me play. I see it in your eyes, you're lonely. Come put that body on me. I hit it right, I will. I treat you right, I will. That's why I got you, baby. Know how to make you feel. They can't do you like I will. Nobody do you like I will. I hit it right, I will. I treat you right, I will. Trust me, I got you, baby. Know how to make you feel. They can't do you like I will. They can't do you like I will. Like I will. I treat you right, I will. Trust me, I got you, baby. Know how to make you feel. I treat you right, I will. I treat you right, I will. Trust me, I got you, baby. Know how to make you feel. I hit it right, I will. I treat you right, I will. Trust me, I got you, baby. Know how to make you feel. I hit it right, I will. I treat you right, I will. They can't do you like I will. Like I will. Pick up the phone, little baby. You got me up and I'm wavy. You know I want you to myself. You know you've been driving me crazy. Look at me right in the eye and tell me it's mine. If not, I'ma make it that way. You know I want you in a major way. I bless that body, make you share your grace. I've been trying to get you face to face. Fall through and give you ways to waste. I do what it takes. I make them walls sing on your heartstrings. Say your arms. I treat you right, I will. I treat you right, I will. Trust me, I got you, baby. Know how to make it feel. I treat you right, I will. Trust me, I got you, baby. Know how to make it feel. Trust me, I got you, baby.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right, so shout out to everybody who is in the room already. If you guys can hear me okay, y'all know what to do. Please throw up a radiation emoji or a thumbs up in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, then please give me a thumbs down or an angry face. I'm going to shout out everybody who was in the building early. It is good to see each and every one of you all in here. We got 369 Dimension. Shout out to you. We got Brooklyn Queen 125. Make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji in the chat for Tone 45 for becoming a member. We only need 10 more members to get to 100. So please consider becoming a member. The sooner we get to 100, the sooner we'll be able to have that 100 member milestone. We're about to hit all kinds of milestones all over the place. So keep doing what you guys are doing. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Denise. Make sure you guys show Denise some love. Throw some radiation emoji and some flames in the chat for her for supporting the channel for 3 months. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Carla Lockhart. We got Patricia Slade in the building. Shout out to Volvo to Love in the house. We got Crew Royalty in the building, B1. We got Black Free Thinker up in here. We got Lehman Lucas in the house. Shout out to Lehman Lucas. We got FBA DB Waters. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to you. We got Familiar Liar. Shout out to Familiar Liar. Yeah, the music absolutely sucks. There's an inside joke about the song. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that you didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man DeAndre with the 16 months of membership support. Make sure that you guys show him some love and throw some radiation emoji in the chat for him. We got my man Jay Cage in the building, and we got MC Fact in the house. What's good with it? All right, so what we about to do now is we are going to, let me see, hold on. You know what? Actually, I think this is, my bad. I got the wrong video queued up. Yeah, I do. We're going to look at this particular situation. All right. We're going to get back to Chicago in a minute. But what we're going to talk about now are some things going on in Arizona. And Arizona has reached a tipping point. There's record numbers of migrants at the border, even higher than what we had at the beginning of the year, which, if anybody recalls, at the beginning of the year, we were at record numbers at the border. Since they've reassigned many of those border agents in Arizona, now what you see is just like what we predicted, a swarm of people at the border hitting the pressure points where there's less people to enforce. And if you guys have been watching any of these videos when these migrants come through, I don't really even know if there's any enforcement at all. Would you guys consider what they're doing at the border enforcement even? I don't know if I would. I don't think that you can really call that enforcement. But we'll take a look at it, and after we take a look at all the information, we can decide for ourselves. Okay, so here we go. Here's the first video. I mean, this is wild. Look, do y'all see this? Where is the border patrol at? How many people have seen these images of these people just going right through the border wall? If you guys have seen these images before, give me a thumbs up. If you guys have not seen these images, then give me a thumbs down. Like this is just absolutely ridiculous. There's no enforcement. There's nothing going on. Nothing stopping these people. They just come through unchallenged. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sybil. What's good with it?
Vision has emerged of hundreds of illegal immigrants coming through a breach in the border wall and crossing into Arizona. It comes as migrant encounters at the southern border breaks a new record of 12,000 encounters in a single day. Customs and Border Protection sources confirms the figure to Fox News, which is reporting that more than 10,000 of those were illegal immigrants coming between ports of entry. Fox News is also reporting...
Hey, where's the families at? Anybody see any families? Where's the families at? And so again, pay very close attention. We're looking at Sky News. Pay attention to how Sky News is about to quote Fox News. Now, what's the significance of Sky News quoting Fox News? There's a reason why we always bring that up. You know what I'm saying? That's extremely important. That's extremely important. Why is that so important? Like this is just wild, man. Like I don't know what to say, but I'll tell you what. We talked about this. We talked about this yesterday. I don't think that it was a good idea to reassign that staff at the Lukeville border in Arizona. Do you all? If you guys think that it was a good idea, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that it was a good idea, give me a thumbs down. And that's facts. Yep. Part of the Rupert Murdoch value chain. Facts. So they quote the same information to make it look like it's more legitimate, and it's not. It's literally coming from the same source. Wall Street Journal, New York Post, Fox News, Sky News are all the same source. Facts. Shout out to Win Loser Rug. What's good with it, bro?
Border Patrol sectors are running heavily over capacity. Talk show host Charlie Kirk has released this vision describing the border as a joke.
Also, I want you guys to pay close attention. I think Torian is in here. You guys see how they quoted Charlie Kirk. Now, here's my question. What about Charlie Kirk and his no degree having, no education having, no journalism and mass communication having, no cited research or dissertation having self? What makes anything that he says legitimate information to be rebroadcasted and distributed from what's supposedly a legitimate media source? That's my question for you guys. That's my question for you guys. These are the questions that we have to ask, because we have to chip away at this machine. And that's how you chip away at the machine. There's people that actually watch this stuff and take it in as if it's fact. When we prove time and time again, it's not. It's a closed loop nonsense cycle of self-citation. So my question for you guys is, what makes Charlie Kirk's opinion on this relevant at all? Let me know.
Has released this vision describing the border as a joke. President Joe Biden has...
Now, here's my question. Why are they allowed to just saw off large metal beams from here unchallenged? But if you throw garbage down on the street, you can possibly go to jail or have to pay a fine or a ticket. But look at this. They're just sawing the border wall in half, sawing it down, removing pieces to create places of entry where it's easy for them to get people in and out of. Why is that happening? Where's Border Patrol? What is the Border Patrol doing about that?
President Joe Biden has described the border system as broken.
Like I said, I am willing to make significant compromises on the border. We need to fix the broken border system. It is broken.
Former President Trump has warned...
Yeah, it's broken because people are just allowed to go down there and saw pieces off of it. It's broken because people are just allowed to go down there and remove parts of it as they see fit to conduct their business, which is to bring people into the country illegal. And you all don't have an enforcement system that effectively deters people from doing that.
The crisis at the border will escalate if Joe Biden is reelected.
And we have people going around really destroying our country. They're destroying our country at the border. They will allow, in my opinion, because you don't hear the real numbers, 15 million people into our country by the time Biden gets out, which hopefully will be very soon. If they get another term, this country is finished. By the time he gets out, and the people are coming from prisons all over the world, they're coming from mental institutions all over the world, and they're terrorists. And this country is.
Now, what did Trump say? He said they're coming from prisons all over the world. They're coming from mental institutions all over the world. Undocumented Bros Global. I'm just saying. Now, you know, people like Trump, right? And they don't like to admit it, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. It doesn't bother me if you like Trump or not. But what he's saying right here is right. And we're starting to prove it and dive into that in the Undocumented Bros Global series. Shout out to my man, Deformed Pretty Boy. What's good with it, bro? So he's right on this. How many of y'all have checked out any of those videos in the Undocumented Bros Global series? How many people have watched the video about the Latin American prison crisis that I did? These things are all true that he's saying right here. And yeah, absolutely, JKs, they're definitely feeding the crowd right now. You know how they do. A little bit of truth with a little bit of BS. Wrapped in just a slight, you know, Kaiser bun made out of charisma. You know what I'm saying?
All over the world. They're coming from mental institutions all over the world, and they're terrorists. And this country is going to be suffering a very big price. It's amazing that it hasn't happened. And interestingly, I had very strong borders, the strongest ever. We had the strongest border in history. All they had to do is leave Brandon Judd and leave Tom Homan and leave all these guys.
Senate Republicans on Wednesday blocked billions of dollars in additional security aid to Ukraine, Israel, and the Indo-Pacific, including Taiwan, as they pressed Joe Biden to focus on tougher measures at the US-Mexico border. Votes came in 49-51, falling short of the Senate's 60-vote threshold for passing.
I mean, 10,000 migrants coming across would be a really big day. The other day in Arizona, there were 12,000 in one day. The Border Patrol is completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, so how many people knew about that? That's what I was talking about the record-setting day that occurred just recently. 12,000 people in Arizona. 12,000 people crossed just yesterday in Arizona after they allegedly redistributed the staffing in order to, quote unquote, process it more efficiently. Well, I guess 12,000 people coming over unchecked. I guess that's efficient processing, I guess.
And this guy was on American soil, right? Because he's just right there at the border. You have to wonder if there might be a change, if there's a change in administration as to what would happen to him. The last thing I would say is that the Republicans in the House and the Senate have closed ranks and said we will not do Ukraine aid if there's not changes at the border. And the administration tried to go after them today for that. The president did. But I think that the American people are like, yeah, actually, we might be for Ukraine aid, but can't we do this as well?
Exactly. Congress should be working on our border, and Democrats want.
Now, here goes my question. Where's the families at? Do you guys see those individuals who are lined up? Now, mind you, we're just looking at a still picture, and people could be anywhere. They could be off camera, but I don't see any families anywhere. I don't see any families anywhere. Do you guys? So now here's the question that we got to ask. We got to ask the question, what's up with this narrative about these families that they keep talking about? Because anytime we look at any of these videos, it's very rare that we see families. So why do they keep trying to sell us that story? And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 36 people watching it, or we got 44 people watching it. We got 36 likes. If everybody could take a moment, smash that like button and get us to 70 likes, that'd be great.
Want to give billions to Ukraine without working on our border. That is not right. And I'm just going to give you one quote. Alejandro Mayorkas says building a border wall, increasing the number of Border Patrol agents, and limiting asylum. They're not looking for asylum. They're looking for the ability to come and now you got me stuttering. Narrowing Biden's power to parole illegal immigrants is violence to our fundamental values.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there's that. So now what we're about to look at now is a view here from KGUN Channel 9 of Lukeville, and we're going to be taking a look at what's going on since they've done the closing down of that port. And how things have, I guess, possibly changed there. I don't know if you would say it's a good change. I don't know if you would say it's a bad change. I don't know what you would say that it is. Yeah, facts. This has been proven. Shout out to Chanel. Chanel says the majority of the immigrants are single men. Facts. If we're all in agreement that that's a true fact, give me a thumbs up. If we're not, then somebody, you know what I'm saying, put in what they feel is true versus not, and we can check it.
It is day one as the CBP has closed the Lukeville port. That means no legal entry. CBP is using the reason of a surge in illegal crossings down. Now that the port of entry in Lukeville is closed, it's more migrants, as we saw today, were at the border wall than just last week. KGUN 9's Adam Klepp.
So they closed this down, and like we suspected, now there's more migrants there, which means that with less staff there, more migrants are probably going to end up getting through. So what's probably going to end up happening is they're probably going to have to redistribute the staff right back there. I don't know why they moved them in the first place. It didn't make any sense to me.
Back in Lukeville today and shows us how Border Patrol is trying to manage this crisis.
The port here is now being used for Border Patrol to process migrants, as last week a historic 17,500 people illegally crossed into the Tucson sector. The Lukeville port of entry is quiet.
So now, mind you, last week, 17,000 crossed illegally. If I'm not mistaken, what they said at the beginning of this video is that during this week, 12,000 have crossed. That's damn near 30,000 in 2 weeks. 30,000 in 2 weeks. This is a situation that the way that it's being managed currently is unsustainable. And it's going to start a cascading effect, like a domino effect, that's going to cause a lot of things to go haywire very quickly. And it's not going to be very easy to turn that domino effect around and get these things fixed, which is one of the reasons why people need to really start getting ahead of this. But the only problem is that it seems like the only people that are interested in getting ahead of this kind of stuff is us. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of the hustle and bustle of vehicle crossings, migrants are here. The port is shut down. So
now another thing that I want y'all to pay very close attention to is pay very close attention to all of the imagery of the black migrants. And homeboy right there got the New York Yankees hat on, knowing he ain't, you know what I'm saying, from New York. just take a good look at that picture. What y'all think about that picture? What's up with that picture, man? Homeboy got the skeleton pajamas on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Carlton Wade. What's good with it, bro? Look at that picture. Homeboy down there in the front look like Uncle Murda. He about to do the year-end wrap-up. You know what I'm saying? About the migrants crossing through. Oh, man. This is bad business, man. These are only migrants that they showing, too. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if anybody heard, but there were, let me see real quick. Let me see. There were 48 Haitian migrants, and now they detained them. Anybody hear about that? Well, while we got these brothers up on the screen right here, we're gonna put that down for a quick second. We're gonna bring this over here. I'm gonna show you guys this headline real quick. We'll get back to this eventually. That's what I'm trying to figure out. A and B, where they find all them black bros at? Where they find the melanated bros at? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. This is what they do with the melanated bros right here. 48 Haitian migrants have been detained on an uninhabited island west of Puerto Rico. Well, shit, if the island was uninhabited, why didn't they just let their asses have it? You know what I'm saying? Why didn't they just let them have it? Let them stay. Shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get back to it. Let me see. All right, yeah, let's get back to it. Let's see what's going on here. First, we got to look at this picture again. Oh man, that looked like Wu-Tang Clan and the 36 migrants. You know what I'm saying? The mysteries of border crossing. Doom ha. Raw, I'm gonna give it to you with no trivia. Up the Rio Grande straight from Bolivia. We got to get inside the damn nation. But the Border Patrol and the Republicans out here hating. Oh, man, that's bad. You know what I'm saying? The mysteries of border crossing. Oh, man, that's terrible.
Migrants are here. The port is shut down so CBP officers can help with the current surge. And just east of the port, hundreds of migrants have gathered, including Christian Cruz from Ecuador. Lukeville is the latest stop on a dangerous journey.
I traveled through Panama. The mountains were immense. People fell. Many people died.
Agents prioritize apprehending families and young kids, meaning the single adults.
Hey, where'd that baby get that fresh blanket from, though? Hold on real quick. You see that? This is that fresh stuff. This is the fresh baby blankie. And look how, now this is a white blankie, right? Look how clean it is. Look how fresh this is. How many people got kids, or how many people have had young kids? If you have had a child, you know what I'm saying? You know that blankie is clean. You mean to tell me you came up through the Darien Gap and somehow managed to keep that blankie clean like that? Okay. If you say so.
Prioritize apprehending families and young kids, meaning the single adults have to wait.
I haven't eaten anything for 24 hours.
And the group is getting restless, arguing with Border Patrol and fighting over spots in line.
If I'm wrong, take me out in the back.
The situation is pushing Border Patrol to the limit.
We're facing severe challenges right now.
Saying Lukeville's remote location makes it difficult to apprehend everyone quickly.
To get them further to.
So see, this is what I'm saying about why this was a bad strategy. This was a bad strategy. They moved people away and set this up for processing when they should have set this up for enforcement. Exactly. Shout out to John Guillory. Anybody that got kids know that that's a fresh, brand new blankie, or either it came out of the washing machine. And where's a washing machine around here? You know what I'm saying?
Who our processing centers in Tucson is a matter of hours.
But adding, not everyone can stay.
We're utilizing other sectors to help us with the enhanced expedited removal process, trying to prosecute as many people as we can.
Something Christian Cruz.
How they prosecute? Did he say prosecute or did he say process? And now, just so y'all know, the migrants, they're actually like getting upset. Do y'all care? How many people care that the migrants are getting upset? They're getting mad. They talking shit. They said, hurry up and process us. We've been waiting down here forever. You sitting on your hand. I have free handouts to go get in the United States. You want to play these games? Because you know they don't have no sense. Sometimes people be rude as hell. Let me see this real quick. Yeah, migrants in Chicago attack Biden for ignoring them. We need job permits. We want to go to work. You know what I'm saying? We want to get to and go to work right now. What do you mean that you feel nothing? That's what they say. What do you mean that you feel nothing? Something must be wrong with you if you cannot feel anything. Just rude about the shit. What is this, AB? What is this, AB promotion?
What kind of shit is that?
Oh, man, this is bad. Why are they so angry? Why are they so forceful, man?
Cruz hopes to avoid.
My hope is to be protected.
Down the road, more migrants are walking towards the group, a sign this surge is far from over.
There is no timetable for when the port could reopen. Reporting in Lukeville, Adam Klepp, KGO 9.
All right, so there's that, right? So let's we'll get rid of that, and then let's see what we got over here. Yeah, so check this out. There's this article here from Fox. We're gonna look at this. They got people just, people just running through the damn border, because why not, right? That is my name. Robb is my name. What do you call me for a color? I've been live streaming doing, you're calling my name. I'm just trying to work. Just let me work, please. I do not like to be disturbed when I try to work by lazy American. So, look, stunning images show Arizona border crossing overrun by massive surge of adult male migrants from across the globe. What did I tell y'all? The movement is global. Y'all thought I was playing. See, when I be saying this stuff, y'all be thinking I'm... Look, man, when I be saying this stuff, y'all be thinking that I'm joking around. Shout out to my man TD Hip Hop Media. Now, do you guys see why I always say I'm not trying to be funny? Because I swear that I swear I'm not. So yeah, stunning images. They're just stunning. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could go look at the Rocky Mountains. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could go look at the you know what I'm saying, the Swiss Alps. You know what I'm saying? You could go look at some fields and vegetation in Africa. Or if you want one of the postcards that you will always remember 2023 by, you can get one with a stunning, dusty image. You know what I'm saying? Of the border wall being run through. You know what I'm saying? My name is Abdul. I do not appreciate you doxing my name. Black Lightning. I do not appreciate that. Oh, man. All right, so let's check this out. They got a little video here. Arizona border crossing overrun by adult male migrants. Now, where are they going?
A surge of migrants causing chaos in Arizona. The epicenter of the crisis is a remote border town called Lukeville. The CBP closed the Lukeville port of entry yesterday to redirect Border Patrol officers to processing migrants, but some say the decision...
Man, they got fresh new Adidas clothes on, backpacks intact. They running through there like they trying to get to the time clock, like it's 5 minutes after time to clock in. Shout out to David Brown. What's good with it? How many of y'all got a grace period at your job? You know what I'm saying? You got to be there at, like, if you got to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning, you got to be there at like 7:55 to clock in so you don't get in trouble. They hitting that fence like how people be hitting that time clock right before the grace period end. Y'all see that? Black Free Thinker, do not be disrespectful to me, please. Do not be disrespectful to me, please. I do not go to the direction that I pray, because if I go to the direction that I pray, I'd be going around in a circle, because I pray in every single direction for all the blessings to come.
Arizona. The epicenter of the crisis is a remote border town called Lukeville. The CBP closed the Lukeville port of entry yesterday to redirect Border Patrol officers to processing migrants, but some say the decision is exacerbating the problem. Bill Malusian is live there in Lukeville, Arizona. Tell us more.
Dana, good morning to you. Here in Lukeville, we are quite literally in the middle of nowhere. 2.5 hours to the closest major city. Thousands are crossing here illegally every day, and the situation is completely unsustainable. We'll step out, give you a look at the scene here. This is a mass of hundreds upon hundreds of people who have crossed the border illegally and are camped out here at the border wall, waiting to be apprehended by Border Patrol. You'll quickly notice these are all single adult men. There is not a single woman or child in this group you're looking at. And these guys are coming in from all over the world. Large amounts of African men from Senegal, from Guinea, from Mauritania, from Egypt, others from the Middle East, others from Asia. This is Border Patrol's Tucson, Arizona sector, which just had 17,500 illegal crossings.
So look, you guys see they keep showing the black migrants. I want y'all to pay very close attention to this. The imagery that they keep using, they keep showing the black migrants. In the words of everybody's favorite former president, they keep showing the blacks. Here's my question. What do you all think the purpose of that is? Because you know that it's not without purpose. There's a reason why they're doing that. And real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 53 people watching and we got 49 likes. If everybody could take a moment and please get us to 80 likes, that'd be great.
Last week alone, that is the highest weekly total ever recorded. We talked to one for this sector. We talked to one man from Mauritania who told us he paid smugglers $10,000 to get here, first flying into Colombia.
Where did you get that $10,000 from? Look, check this out. How much Mauritanian currency is $10,000 worth? My question is, if you got $10,000, I mean, me personally, if I had $10,000, I'm not going nowhere. I'm about to do something with that $10,000 that I got. Shout out to Shamika. What's good with it, Shamika? That's a lot of money. Yeah, shout out to Deformed Pretty Boy. Deformed Pretty Boy said, in the state of California, the majority of Border Patrol agents are Mexican. Yeah, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's like that in Arizona, too. You know what I'm saying? I would not be surprised if it was like that in Arizona, too.
We talked to another man from Guinea who says once he's processed, he plans to head to New York City. Now, you might be wondering, how does this happen when we have the border wall right here? Well, there are breaches all in the wall, and we want to show you this remarkable video we shot yesterday. Take a look at this.
Look at this, man. Like, that's crazy. Could you imagine being down there? Like, man, that's crazy. That's like The Walking Dead and a horde of zombies. Do y'all see this? Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. Make sure you guys throw some flames in the chat for Lloyd Sky 9 with that exchange rate conversion. 10,000 US dollars is 369,000 Mauritanian Ogia. Man, the walking migrants. Facts. Look, just watch. This is a scary sight. This is a very scary sight.
There are breaches all in the wall, and we want to show you this remarkable video we shot yesterday. Take a look at this. Border Patrol and federal contractors were trying to fix a hole in the wall that smugglers cut when a huge surge of illegal immigrants came pushing through that gap, trying to get into the United States and successfully doing it.
Didn't we say that this was going to happen yesterday? This is how stupid these people are. We literally said that this was going to happen yesterday. Anybody that is looking at this in an honest way could have predicted that this is what was going to happen. How many of y'all remember us talking about this and we had said, "Yep, this is not going to work." You know what I'm saying? This is going to implode on itself. Shout out to Emmanuel Carey. Emmanuel Carey asked the most important question of the stream. Did they call that a glory hole? We're gonna have to run that back. And yeah, it sounded like we was at a Braves game, Black Lightning. Let's run it back real quick.
Illegal crossings last week alone. That is the highest weekly total ever recorded. We talked to one for this sector. We talked to one man from Mauritania who told us he paid smugglers $10,000 to get here, first flying into Colombia. We talked to another man from Guinea who says once he's processed, he plans to head to New York City. Now, you might be wondering, how does this happen when we have the border wall right here? Well, there are breaches all in the wall, and we want to show you this remarkable video we shot yesterday. Take a look at this. Border Patrol and federal contractors were trying to fix a hole in the wall that smugglers.
Look at this. They're not even really trying hard to get through. Do y'all see this? They're not really trying very hard to get through. All they're doing is just walking through very casually. Like T Grizzly, no effort. Y'all see that? How we get through that border wall? No effort. For real. They doing the T Grizzly right through that damn border wall.
Smugglers cut when a huge surge of illegal immigrants came pushing through that gap, trying to get into the United States and successfully doing it before Border Patrol could fix it. They were trying to weld it, and all these people started pushing through the hole in the wall. And you'll notice there's a human smuggler dressed in black right on the other side of the wall. He sees.
Hey, y'all remember that movie? That's right. Pushing through that wall with no effort. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how many people saw that movie called People Under the Stairs? If you saw that movie called People Under the Stairs, give me a thumbs up. If y'all didn't, give me a thumbs down. I think it's time for the sequel of it called People Behind the Fence. I think it's that time. You know what I'm saying?
It's our camera. He kind of just gives us a shrug and then salutes us, essentially saying, hey, there's nothing they can do about it. Border Patrol has been finding these cuts in the wall all over the place. They try to fix them. There's nothing they can do about it. They say it's like a game of whack-a-mole. Take a listen to what the Border Patrol Union had to say out here.
This is what has has been caused by an open invitation by the administration that said, hey.
Facts. Shout out to my man KO Kid Fit. KO Kid Fit said the smuggler looking at them like, what you gonna do? Facts. Big facts. You know, they got people under the stairs on. How many people got Tubi? I sit there and get addicted to Tubi, bro. I'll sit there and watch that stupid ass shit. I'll watch that dumb shit they got on there all day. You know what I'm saying? But they got people under the stairs on Tubi right now. They got that stupid movie, The Terrifier. I'll watch that movie on repeat like all day long. How stupid is that? What a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of my favorite things to do. I heard they put Terrifier 2 on there too.
Hey, come on, ask for asylum and you'll get released. It takes a toll on operations.
Shout out to Jerry. What's good with it,
men
bro?
and women that are out there putting their lives on the line each and every day.
Elsewhere along the border, take a look at this video out of Border Patrol.
Shout out to Sybil. Sybil says, have been watching your series. No families at all. No families. So now, what's up with that? Why are we getting this narrative about these families? Yeah, they got Terrifier 2 on there. That's what's good. I gotta watch. They had that in the movies, but I didn't get a chance to go to the movies to see it. Now I'm about to watch it for now I'm about to watch it for free on Tubi. We're gonna talk about those Chinese immigrants later, okay? And real quick, shout out to everybody. We got 73 people watching. If you guys haven't smashed the like button or hit the bell, please take a moment. Make sure you guys smash that like button and hit the bell. If everybody hits the bell, we should be able to easily get over 100 likes, which is the goal. So if everybody could smash that like button, and also if you haven't shared the stream to your social media, please do that. And if you're not subscribed to my backup channels, take a moment and do that too.
San Diego sector, News Nation capturing this footage of a large amount of Chinese male nationals that crossed illegally near the Jacumba Hot Springs area. So this is happening all along our southern border, guys.
Now here go the question, right? How is all these people that are all these different cultures, they all traveling together and nobody's getting into fights? Nobody is not getting a, you know what I'm saying? Like they're all getting along. What about the language barriers? There's like multiple people of many different languages, and somehow they're communicating and coordinating all to be able to come here. How is that? How are we doing that? Let me know what you guys' thoughts are about how that's happening. How is their communication being coordinated? This is like a walking Tower of Babel with all these different people. You guys remember the Tower of Babel from the Bible? All the different languages scattered all over the place. That's literally what we're watching. But somehow they're organized enough to go through the Darien Gap and then get to the border and then scam their way through into the border, into the interior of the United States. Make it make sense.
Said, hey, come on, come on, ask for asylum and you'll get released. It takes a toll on operations. It takes a toll on the men and women that are out there putting their lives on the line each and every day.
Elsewhere along the border, take a look at this video out of Border Patrol San Diego sector. News Nation capturing this footage of a large amount of Chinese male nationals that crossed illegally near the Jacumba Hot Springs area. So this is happening all along our southern border, guys. The entire world is showing up here at our doorstep.
So now here goes my question. Here goes my question. Why is the Border Patrol, if they crossed illegally, they've committed a crime? There should be two options. You either get turned back immediately, and if you try to come back in, then you could be subject to fatal response, or you go to court, but you have to be detained in a cell while you're going to court. So here goes my question for you guys. Why are they not enforcing this like that?
They're crossing illegally, and they are expecting to get released here into the United States. It's happening here in Lukeville. It's happening in Eagle Pass. It's happening in San Diego. Dana, you mentioned off the top, the port of entry here in Lukeville is completely closed.
Now, he mentioned San Diego. I got a question for you guys. How many people know how many people have been dropped off in San Diego since September? Does anybody know? How many people have been dropped off in San Diego since September? Does anybody have a number for me? If you got a number, give me a guess. Put some numbers in the chat and guess.
Down. That is because CBP is surging officers here to try to help Border Patrol deal with that, apprehending all these folks. On top of,
shout out to Black Free Thinker. It's less than 100K. It's less than 100K. So y'all got a starting point now. It's less than 100K. Shout out to John Guillory. John Guillory is the closest one. 42,000. 42,000 illegal immigrants have been dropped off on the streets in San Diego, according to a report from State of the Union. And they probably got that number from somewhere else. 42,000. Now, here's my question. Why is that allowed to happen? Why is that allowed to happen? That's serious. You know what I'm saying? Those are serious numbers. Where do you think they went? Where do you think they all dispersed to?
Of that, all of the Border Patrol checkpoints in the Tucson sector and the local highways have also been closed down. Those checkpoints are invaluable for trying to be a second line of defense in stopping both human smugglers and fentanyl smugglers. So it's all hands on deck out here, guys, and you can see the situation completely unsustainable. About 2,000 to 3,000 crossing right here.
I believe it. Deformed Pretty Boy says the numbers are off. I live in California. It's way more. They just jumped this border daily. San Diego, they don't need dropping off. Damn, I'm trying to remember. Man, they had a joke about that on the Dave Lopez, or on the what's the dude's name? On the George Lopez show. I forget how that joke went, but he said he said George, this was George Lopez's joke. He said the only time Latinos climb the mountains is when they can see San Diego on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you know, it was the episode when his daughter wanted to join the ski club or something like that, and he was like, you know, Latinos don't ski or whatever, and you know, she was like, yeah, we do, Dad, and George Lopez was like, Latinos don't ski. The only time Latinos go up a mountain is when they see San Diego on the other side. but that's some real shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, there you go, like it's clearly true. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't lying about that shit.
Every single day.
Bill, in that live shot, we could just hear a lot of yelling. Do you know what they were saying?
What they're doing is they get mad if anybody tries to cut the line here. So new people will cross illegally, and they don't think they have to wait in line. So they'll try to walk up to the front, and then you'll hear the guys hooting and hollering and whistling at them, trying to get Border Patrol's attention to say, hey, you better get to the back of the line. Some of us have been waiting.
So now Border Patrol will enforce a line, but they won't enforce the border, though. I don't. Can anybody make that make sense to me? Border Patrol will force the line. They'll enforce the line, but they won't enforce the border. Facts. And they all on their free phones, sitting up there playing Candy Crush. They sitting up there playing Border Rush on their phone, practicing. So as soon as that door cracked just a little bit, they can all run through. Like how ants go to Kool-Aid when somebody spills some on the ground.
New people will cross illegally, and they don't think they have to wait in line. So they'll try to walk up to the front, and then you'll hear the guys hooting and hollering and whistling at them, trying to get Border Patrol's attention to say, hey, you better get to the back of the line. Some of us have been waiting here a long time. But the bottom line, guys, all these folks, they expect to be processed and released into the United States. And again, we talked to one guy who said he plans to head to New York City, others heading to different cities, but they're not showing up here and turning themselves into Border Patrol because they think they're going to get deported.
So they're coming to the border, turning themselves into the authorities, and the authorities are actually, as they're turning themselves in, then allowing them to be released into the interior. Shout out to Kid Gravity. What's good with it, bro? Carlton Way said, Carlton Way said some of those migrants wearing masks look suspicious, bro. That looks like a nightmare gas station robbery. You know what I'm saying?
They expect they're going to be released into the United States, and they're willing to camp out here and wait for it.
Yeah, hang with us, Bill. I mean, we give so much attention, rightfully so, for the war in the Middle East that we've gotten away a little bit from the story. But Bill, if you went by road from where you are, it would take you 152 miles to get to Tucson. It'd take you 195 miles to get to Yuma. I mean, so when you describe you're in the middle of nowhere, you're exactly right about that.
Yeah, it's a huge problem for Border Patrol.
Is there some, like, let me ask y'all a question. Don't y'all find it suspicious that like the undocumented bros didn't just run up on the reporters and say, if y'all don't let us in, you know what I'm saying, we're going to take this reporter out? They keep staring at him for real, for real. Look at him. They side-eyeing him. I want your coat. The coat looks very warm. And the microphone equipment, we could probably get a good money from that.
With transportation too. I mean, there's not even a McDonald's anywhere out here, guys. The only food we can get is at a gas station. And you can see off in the distance, Border Patrol is trying to process these people out. Brian, if we can pan to the left real quick, you can see they're trying to process these folks out as fast as they can, but they're not getting anywhere because there's a constant flow of people coming.
Did not tell y'all that? There is a constant flow of people. How many times have I said that? There is an infinite amount of migrants and a finite amount of room and resources. This is basic math. Basic, very basic math. I think we talk about limits in algebra class.
Coming across. So they'll send people out on buses and they've got so far to go You know, they're really not making a dent in the population right here camping out. There's campfires set all over the place. There's trash all over the place. The smell of human feces is in the air.
Oh man, what the what's going on there? Oh man, he said the smell of human feces is in the air. I can smell it in the air tonight. All right. Somebody shit themselves and I can smell it in the air tonight. All right. Oh man, that's what's in the air tonight, man.
What kind of shit is that?
Oh, that's terrible, man. David Brown said shit in the air. Chris Tucker said,
What kind of shit is that?
It's the kind that's airborne. Yeah, I think it was Black Free Thinker that was asking about glory holes earlier. I think we got our answer to that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's been confirmed. So now here it says a remote Arizona border crossing is being overrun by a massive surge of mainly adult male migrants from across the globe. The movement is global. Undocumented Bros global, including countries in Africa and the Middle East. Just as there's the state's Tucson sector, or I'm sorry, just as the state's Tucson sector has seen record numbers of crossings in recent days. So the amount of people crossing is just getting to be more and more and more and more. It's not going down. You know what I'm saying? Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys show some love to DSB. Please throw some radiation emoji in the chat and flames in the chat for the first stream sponsor with the 99-cent super chat. Definitely appreciate it. Fox News was on the ground in Lukeville, Arizona, where Customs and Border Protection have been forced to close the local port of entry due to surges in illegal entry. Now, here's my question. How is closing that port of entry going to slow that down? That's the question that I have for you guys. How is closing that particular port of entry going to slow any of that down? That's my question for you guys. Oh, my bad, Black Free Thinker. Who was it? Somebody asked the question about if they had mentioned glory holes. Who was that? Somebody had mentioned that. Who said that? So as we've been going through this, right? As we're talking about this situation, we've been offering solutions, right? We've been discussing viable possibilities. We've been examining scenarios. we Kid Gravity and Black Lightning, y'all got me dying laughing. But they haven't really taken into consideration any of the things that we've said. And as you can see, everything that they're doing keeps falling flat. And the reason why it keeps falling flat is because they're not using effective strategies to deal with these unsustainable problems. These are unsustainable problems. Fox footage showed that as of Tuesday morning, hundreds of single military-age men camped out against the border wall waiting to be processed into the U.S., and not a single woman or child among them. That is the thing that we've been asking about. We've literally been asking, where's the women? Where's the kids? And we're not seeing them. Now, I want to ask you guys this question, and I want you guys to give me your best answer. Why are we not seeing any women and kids? Or if we are seeing women and kids, why are we seeing such a small amount of women and kids? Shout out to Black Free Thinker. Black Free Thinker said, Ukraine needs them to break the stalemate. That's hilarious. Carlton Way said, maybe they're the LGTV bros. Maybe. You know, they had a big deal down there talking about make sure you identify the genders of them people properly. So it could be some, you know what I'm saying, some stuff going on down there like that. Of those camped out, there were a large number of Africans from the countries Senegal, Guinea, Mauritania, Egypt, and elsewhere waiting to be processed and potentially released into the U.S. Others were from the Middle East and Asia. We already read most of this, or actually we already listened to most of this. This seems to be, I just saw a line in here that was literally word for word from the news report. So this just seems to be a transcript of what we just watched. But yeah, still asking the same question. Where the women at? Where are the women at? So here's an article from the Messenger, okay? And this article from the Messenger goes into a little bit more detail about these Chinese nationals who were detained at the California border. Now, let me ask you guys this. What are these Chinese nationals doing? What are they doing here? Experts connect an alleged surge of Chinese migrants at the border to people fleeing the regime of President Xi Jinping. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Do you all think that that's what's going on? People are fleeing the regime of Xi Jinping? Fleeing the regime of Xi Jinping? Is that what's going on? What do y'all think is really going on? A group of Asian men and women were allegedly detained near the border of Mexico and California, according to footage obtained by News Nation. So we should check out this footage that News Nation put up. Let me see if they got the video up here. Oh yeah, they got a nice little video. Let's check out this video here. How many people knew that News Nation and The Hill are sister networks? If you guys knew that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all didn't know that, then give me a thumbs down. The Hill and News Nation are sister networks. I did not know that. I found that out the other day.
Now to the southern border, where agents say a surge of Chinese nationals are being apprehended concerning. So last month, agents apprehended 10 times as many Chinese migrants than the same time last year. Many are claiming asylum, saying they're fleeing the Communist Party in mainland China. News Nation's Jorge Ventura is live in Southern California. And Jorge, I understand.
Now, do you think that they're actually fleeing the communist regime in China? Or do you think that they just know what to say? Are they just crafty? Are they just crafty with the words? Or are they actually fleeing the regime of Xi Jinping? Shout out to Tammy Dorsey. What's good with it? Let me know what y'all think.
These migrants are taking the same dangerous track as those from Venezuela and elsewhere.
That's right, Kelly. And to the Chinese migrants that we spoke with here in the San Diego sector, they have crossed over 7 different countries to reach U.S. soil. And in the past 2 days, we've encountered hundreds of Chinese migrants living in 2 makeshift camps here on the border in Jacumba Hot Springs in San Diego County. Now, this sector here in San Diego has seen an unusual surge in the crossings by Chinese migrants. In October, agents here apprehended over 4,000 Chinese nationals. Now, compared to that same month last fiscal year, when agents only apprehended 329 Chinese nationals, a major spike. Now, check this video out. News Nation cameras were able to capture a massive group of Chinese nationals being processed by Border Patrol agents early Monday morning. The majority of them are single adult men, and because of the language barrier, processing Chinese migrants takes a longer time, and Border Patrol agents are overwhelmed from the increase in illegal crossings here. Hundreds of Chinese migrants are now living in makeshift camps waiting to be processed. They say they want to get away from the Chinese Communist government and hope to be granted asylum in the U.S. We met Bam, who is from Vietnam. Her husband is from China. They arrived to the camps earlier Monday morning.
That's exactly what I'm saying, Lloyd. And I got to agree with FBA DB Waters. They all know what to say. Yeah, facts. I got to agree with y'all on that. Lloyd Sky 9 says, or it could be agents sent by China. Why is America so lax? That's the best question ever. And I wish I had the answer for it. I have assumptions, but I don't have an answer. Yeah, exactly. Facts, win, loser, rug. And yeah, again, shout out to Chanel. Yeah, Chanel said the migrants know what to say to get into the country. Facts. If you guys believe, or if you guys feel and you believe that the migrants have a script that they stick to in order to make their entry into the United States a lot more easy and a lot more probable of success, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't and you think that everything that they do is natural and based on actual circumstance, well, then give me a thumbs down.
The couple traveled through 7 different countries to reach U.S. soil. The Chinese migration is being fueled by Chinese social media apps like WeChat that instruct migrants on how to make the trip from China to the U.S. Majority of Chinese migrants here fly to Ecuador because the South American country does not require a travel visa from Chinese citizens. In the first 9 months of this year, over 15,000 Chinese migrants traveled through the dangerous Darien Gap jungle in Panama that is controlled by criminal groups. Now, law enforcement sources telling News Nation that once Chinese migrants arrive in Mexico, smugglers can make up to $35,000 per Chinese migrant smuggled to the U.S. border. And this China.
Why are they traveling with all this money? Now, listen, let me tell you guys something. Why are we not? Okay, so let's just break this down. If you do business with a criminal for criminal business, right? Both parties are guilty, right? So like say for instance, if I buy a stolen car, the thief who stole the car is guilty of burglary, grand theft auto, stealing, and I'm guilty of purchasing stolen property, right? That's a true thing, right? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. So why are we not paying extra attention to the fact that if you're willing to deal with these coyotes and these smugglers, you have a propensity to do business with criminals. If you can't get your way legally, you have a low threshold for doing business with criminals, which means that once you get to the United States, if you utilized criminality to get to the United States, what's to say that you're not going to be a criminal once you get in the United States? Actually, you already are because you've broken the law already on your way here and to get here. Why are we not scrutinizing that? Like, to me, like that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, these are the questions that we should be asking. And like, as we watch this stuff on the mainstream media, they're not even talking about that. They're not even asking those questions. They're not even asking those questions. So somebody make that make sense.
Chinese migration, as well as the other migrants crossing illegally in this sector, is training resources here for the county of San Diego. In a couple hours, county officials here in San Diego will vote on whether the county will spend $3 million in taxpayer funds for migrant services.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider, and don't.
All right, so there's that. All right, let me just see something real quick. Let's see, hold on real quick. Yeah, we already talked about this. Let me get rid of this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me see. Let's go back here. All right. Shout out to KO Kid Fit. KO Kid Fit says that's a great question. It shows these people aren't downtrodden and that they really aren't good because they're willing to do anything, even break the law to further break the law. Right. Breaking the law to get into the country is not really a way of initially establishing that you're going to be a law-abiding citizen. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how people do that thing where they throw their hands in the air and they shake their head? Like, that's what I'm doing right now. So, like, you claim to want to come to the United States. You claim to want to work here legally and be a law-abiding citizen, but you've literally broke the law the entire way getting up here.
Idiots! I'm surrounded by incompetent idiots! What kind of shit is that?
Do it make any sense? Shout out to Hotep, Cannon Hotep. What's good with it, bro? Like, make it make sense. So now here it says videos posted to social media depict the men and women lined up near the San Diego County town of Jacumba Hot Springs. The men appear, look at this, the men appear to be well dressed, and some appear to be new. Wait, some had what appeared to be new or smart luggage per the video. I don't even know what the hell smart luggage is. What is a smart luggage? Damn suitcase pack itself or something? What is smart luggage? Large groups of migrants, mostly Chinese national men, crossing illegally through open gaps on the border wall in Jacumba Hot Springs, California. News Nation's Jorge Ventura said on X, formerly Twitter. According to the New York Times, Chinese immigrants have been increasingly spotted at the border. We should check this out. I'm surprised the New York Times reported on this. How many people are surprised that the New York Times reported on some Chinese people coming through the border? This looks like this article is from November 25th. So it's kind of I guess it's not that damn old. I mean, it's kind of old, you know what I'm saying? An internet age, but it's not that damn old. It's not that damn old. That's not that old. Hotep been told you. You know what I'm saying? The Hotep's been told y'all. The Hotep's been told y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, per the Times report, more than 24,000 Chinese citizens have been apprehended. Now, you know they're not going to do nothing with them. They're not about to send them back to China. They're not about to send them back to China. They're going to give them a couple $1,000s and open up a couple, you know what I'm saying, wing stops wherever they settle in at. Nail salons and shit like that. Experts connected the alleged surge in Chinese nationals fleeing the regime of President Xi Jinping. I don't know if I necessarily buy that. While people often associate migrants at the border with people from Central or South America, thousands are from China. According to Customs and Border Protection, 24,048 Chinese citizens were apprehended at the Mexico border over the 2023 fiscal year, more than 10 times the 1,970 arrests during the year 2022 fiscal year. Approximately 100,000 of the 1.3 million people on final orders to be deported from the United States are Chinese nationals, the New York Times reported. So as you guys can see, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care one bit. You know what I'm saying?
I think you start with, how do we have a conversation about better security at the border? Democrats want that. Republicans want that. President Biden has proposed it. I hope that Congress acts and actually funds better border security.
Jared Polis is one of many Democratic governors across America calling for stronger security at our southern border as a surge in migrants puts a strain on small towns throughout the country. Chad Program is live on Capitol Hill with the latest on Republicans' push to include border security in the next government funding package. I was reading this morning that this might all be falling apart before it gets going.
A lot of problems over the weekend. Inclusion of robust border security provisions are a must for many.
Now, let me ask you guys this. Why would this be falling apart? Doesn't this seem like something common sense that should be bipartisan? So why would this be falling apart? Like, make that make sense. This definitely should not be falling apart. What should be going on is that Democrats and Republicans should be on the same page about this if they actually care about their constituents, and they should actually make sure to get the border secure. They need to get the military down there. How many people feel like they need to get the military down there? If you guys believe that at this point, from all of the images that you've seen, it wouldn't be a bad idea to assess the possibility of involving the military in the border crisis. If you guys think that that would be a good idea, give me a thumbs up. If you guys think that that's a bad idea, then give me a thumbs down.
GOP members to pass a spending plan for Ukraine and Israel. Democratic Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey wants more border security. Polis is also an ally.
There's a lot of common ground. In fact, with Governor Cox, we've been able to successfully start through the National Governors Association an immigration task force of governors, 6 Democrats, 6 Republicans. We are agreeing on principles around border security and immigration reform that will hopefully serve as an example for Congress.
All Republicans want to boost military funding for Israel, but GOP members are mixed when it comes to Ukraine. This is why border security is a possible sweetener.
This is not just a southern border issue. This is impacting communities and states across the country. Look at New York. Look at the illegal immigration crisis right here that's impacting northern border states all across this country. Every community is a border community, so our members are unified.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell made clear to President Biden that the international aid package must include money for the border. Talks are slow, with the border serving as the...
Do you guys think that talks are slow because of progress and people not getting along, or do you think that talks are slow because they're coming from Mitch McConnell, and Mitch McConnell doesn't move the fastest? Which one?
Biggest holdup. GOP Oklahoma Senator James Lankford concedes this is challenging.
They're looking for changes in policies so we can actually secure the border. That means we've got to actually bring a proposal forward that will actually make that different, that can actually reform how we handle asylum, in his words, from top to bottom.
The goal is to wrap this up by Christmas. Time is slipping off the clock. Lawmakers are leery about leaving Washington for the holiday with Israel and Ukraine on the hook.
Well, you know what? We got a lot of stuff going on all over the place. Probably not the best way to do business. I'm sure that there's been many people that have criticized the United States for doing multiple wars on multiple fronts all over the world. That definitely is the surefire recipe of how to leave yourself exposed. But United States hegemony is more important than logic. And when hegemony is more important than logic, you see the kind of decisions made that are made. Okay? Now, you guys remember that number that we just talked about? 42,000 illegal immigrants since September. Where'd they drop them off at? San Diego. These are not small numbers. These, ladies and gentlemen, are not small numbers at all. Okay? Border authorities dropped off 42,000 illegal immigrants on San Diego streets since September. A new report from Cal Matters reveals that U.S. border authorities dropped off 42,000 illegal immigrants on San Diego County streets between September and November of 2023. The migrants were left at bus and trolley stops with 3 prominent sites for drop-off identified. In response, the San Diego County Board of Supervisors allocated $3 million for migrant support services and is considering an additional $3 million for a welcome center, a $3 million welcome. Have you guys ever had one of those? If you've ever had a $3 million welcome, give me a thumbs up and tell us about your experience. Here's my thumbs down. I've never had one. Nobody really out here about to spend $3 million on me. You know what I'm saying? So they say here tens of thousands of migrants have flooded San Diego under Biden.
Chairman Carl DeMaio and the sheriff of Pinal County in Arizona, Mark Lamb. Gentlemen, thank you both for coming on. I want to, Jay, if I can you put that video up of in Arizona where you've got this smuggler on the other side of the fence and he's videotaping, and you can see him right there on the other side of the fence videotaping, and then he kind of comes in after all these people walk through. He's like, he's kind of mocking the system. Bill Melugent's team took that video. Carla, it really is kind of amazing that not only do they say, yeah, you can go across and there's no consequences, but now they're like, we're the smugglers and nobody's coming after us.
Yeah, if you look at his expression, it's like, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
What are you going to do? You know, he's taunting the American people, really.
Like this guy right here, this is a smuggler. Would you guys agree? We're dealing with a smuggler. If I was the one who was doing the smuggling, I would probably have the same attitude. Clearly, the United States Customs and Border Patrol at the Texas border is far outclassed. Far outclassed. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they mad. They're I can't believe he's making fun of that. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that.
Video up of in Arizona where you've got this smuggler on the other side of the fence, and he's videotaping, and you can see him right there on the other side of the fence videotaping, and then he kind of comes in after all these people walk through. He's like, he's kind of mocking the system. Bill Melugent's team took that video. Carla, it really is kind of amazing that not only do they say, yeah, you can go across and there's no consequences, but now they're like, we're the smugglers and nobody's coming after us.
Yeah, if you look at his expression, it's like, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
What are you going to do? You know, he's taunting the American people, really, because he knows that Joe Biden has his back. He knows that this administration has taken all the tools away from Border Patrol agents. This administration has invited the smugglers in and said, come on in, and you're going to make a lot of money. The drug trade is off the charts. And you see the numbers, as Kevin Cork just reported, 10,000 in 24 hours. In San Diego, we've had 60,000 migrants released since September 15th. That is the size of a city.
Right.
And what are we going to do? Are we going to actually vet those folks? No. We have the FBI director, as Marianne Rafferty reported just a few moments ago, warning us that all of the bells and whistles are going off, that we could be under attack. Are we vetting anyone at the...
Look at that. Yeah, that's facts. John Guillory said, that's wild. He just shrugged his shoulders. Bro.
What kind of shit is that?
Seriously. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to everybody that's watching. How many likes are we from 100? Let's see what we're working with. We got 79 people watching and we got 77 likes. If everybody smashes that like button, we'll be over 100. So please take a moment. If you guys have not smashed that like button yet, smash the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed and you're cloud watching, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. Let's get it.
At the border? No. So this administration is fundamentally not consistent. They're saying there may be a terror attack, but they're doing nothing to protect Americans.
The old San Diego Stadium was 60,000. It gives you an idea of how many. Yeah, and when you have the FBI director going before Congress and saying, listen, this is a problem. The border is a problem. This country is not secure and alarm bells are going off. You got like, oh, well, you know, the Secretary of Mayorkas, oh, no, it's secure.
No, and you see that when you ask them about the border, they push back and they're very defensive of Joe Biden. They're saying, "Oh no, that things are fine." Things are not fine. We can see it. And if you saw Bill Malushan's report, he actually documented the countries that these people are coming from. Many of them from the Middle East.
Right.
It's not a good environment there. So we know that people are getting into this country that are not being vetted. We know that people who have been caught are on the terror watch list. And sadly to say, I fear we're going to see a consequence very soon of this border not being secure.
Sheriff Carl DeMaio?
So now, here's my question. What do you all think that the consequence will be of the border not being secure? Big facts. Big facts. Shout out to John Guillory. John says, hit the like button, BLR family, and become a member. It's only 99 cents. Costs less than a taco at Taco Bell. Facts. And it's better for you, too. It's not going to give you a stomach ache. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be sitting on the toilet all damn day. You're not going to feel like you just ate fire. And we only need 10 more members to have 100. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the expiration of Title 42, a policy that allowed Border Patrol agents to reject illegal immigrants who might bring C-19 into the U.S., has been linked to the surge in illegal border crossings. Illegal crossings topped a daily average of more than 8,000 last month, the Associated Press reported. So the average the average illegal crossing last month, there were 8,000 per day. That's damn near 10,000 people a day. 10,000 people times 30 days in a month. That's damn near 300,000 people a month. Multiply 300,000 times 12. What's that? What is 300,000 times 12? $300,000 times 12. 300,000 times 12. 3,600,000. 3,600,000. That's ridiculous. Look, let me see. Hold on real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, see? 3,600,000. That's ridiculous. 8,000 people a week. Look at this. We about to do this right on here. 8,000 people. Right? Or was it 8,000 people per week or was it 8,000 per day? I think it's 8,000 people per week. An average of 8,000 per week. No, it was an average of 8,000 per day. That's damn near 10,000 a day. 8,000 per day. So that's 8,000 times 30 days in a month. Hold on. 8,000 times 30 days in a month. 240,000. That's monthly. And there's 12 months. So with the 8,000 figure, with the average figure, that's 2,880,000. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah. The facts, John. If you guys agree with John, that's insane. Give me a thumbs up. Now we're gonna verify these numbers again, right? But y'all just saw me calculate them. Here we go. My bad. It's taking a little bit longer than I'm expecting it. All right, here we go. Yeah. So look at this. Look at this. Border authorities dropped off 42,000 illegal immigrants on San Diego streets since September. Okay. Here's the figures that we're looking at. Illegal crossings have topped a daily average of more than 8,000 per month, the Associated Press reported. The Wall Street Journal reported President Biden's transition team knew illegal border crossings had started to rise after Mr. Biden's election, in part fueled by the widespread notion that he would be friendlier to migrants than Mr. Trump. Homeowners near the border have reported witnessing a significant influx of migrants onto their properties. The San Diego Border Patrol has reported over 230,000 encounters last fiscal year. CNN reported the San Diego Border Patrol sector has reported more than 230,000 encounters during the fiscal year that ended in September, a level of activity that the agency has not seen in over 2 decades. They haven't seen this level of activity in over 2 decades. Single male migrants overwhelm the Arizona border.
I love you, Joe Biden. Thank you for everything, Joe Biden.
Man, he's sitting this dude. The very first thing that we see is somebody trolling. Is that individual who was in the beginning of this video trolling? If you guys think that he was trolling, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't think that he's trolling, give me a thumbs down. The very first thing, as soon as you hear this video start, oh, thank you very much, Joe Biden. Thank you very, very much. Like, really, bro? Really? Really? Really?
I love you, Joe Biden. Thank you for everything, Joe Biden. I'm a good person. I want to be a good person here in the United States.
I came here because I want quality life. You know, America is a land of opportunity.
Masses of single men are flooding our southern border in Pima County, Arizona, creating a free-for-all that's overwhelming border agents and raising security concerns all across the country. Bill Malusian is live in Lukeville, Arizona with the latest. And yesterday you stunned us with video, and judging by that scene behind you, it's not stopped?
No, it's not stopping, Dana. The numbers are actually getting even worse. Multiple CBP sources telling me this morning in the last 24 hours, Border Patrol alone has made more than 10,000 apprehensions of illegal immigrants. That does not even include CBP ports of entry. And you can see the situation here in Lukeville behind us. We got well over 800 people waiting in line here after they crossed illegally overnight, waiting to be apprehended by Border Patrol. Once again, it's like deja vu from yesterday. You can see these guys are coming in from all over the world. A lot of African men, mostly single adult men here. Some of them were setting campfires overnight in the cold, camping out here, waiting to get taken into custody by Border Patrol. But CBP sources telling me in the last 24 hours in this Tucson, Arizona sector, there were almost 2,900 apprehensions, and the Border Patrol facilities out here are currently running 200% of their capacity.
Now, when they say that they're running 200% of capacity, what does that mean? Because that's important. 200% of capacity is extremely important. Also, 200% of capacity, that's not sustainable. That's not sustainable at all. So whatever they got going on right now, it's not going to last forever. Facts. It's twice, double. That's what 200% is. 200 is times 2 of whatever number it is. So if they're working at 5, if capacity is 5, then 5 times 2, 10 is working at 200%. And I asked the same question. Why do they continue to only show black migrants when we all know they're overwhelmingly Hispanic? Because nothing upsets people like black people. That's why they keep showing that. Would you guys agree with that? If you want to market anger and you want to market rage, and you know that the world has been dominated by WS, and that's the guiding virus of everybody's brain, nothing infuriates people like black people who are not currently in the process of actively being harmed. Black people breathing infuriates every other group of people on the planet. So That's one of the best ways to get everybody emotionally involved. If you ask me. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, that's my thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
That is why there are so many people out here waiting to be taken into custody by Border Patrol. Now, Arizona has a Democrat governor. Her name is Katie Hobbs. She has not yet sent any state resources down here. No Arizona troopers, no Arizona National Guard. That's unlike what we've seen in the state of Texas with Governor Greg Abbott. Well, Governor Hobbs is calling for more federal action when it comes to helping in Arizona. Take a listen.
We need the federal government to act and provide more resources, and we've been very clear about that. There's a lot more they could be doing, both the Biden administration, and again, I know this is beating the drum that we've been beating for decades, but we need comprehensive immigration reform to really thoroughly address this issue.
And as people continue pouring into the country, so too are narcotics. Take a look at this image out of Nogales, Arizona.
So I want you guys to pay very close attention to the gaslighting here. We all know why the opioid epidemic came. The opioid epidemic came because white people have been prescribed way too much pain medicine through the healthcare center, and black people only get ibuprofen and Tylenol when they have a significant injury or a surgery. And as a result of the addictive properties of all these opiates, once they're done with their therapy, they're not able to function without getting more of an opiate high. So once that 10-day prescription of Percocet runs out, they got to go out to the street and find something else to get their fix every 4 to 6 hours. Now, you know, they may be bringing the product in at the border, but make no mistake, the healthcare system is the reason for the opiate epidemic. If the healthcare system is not the reason for the opiate epidemic, then what we have is a situation of double dipping. Because how many companies have been sued as a result of, quote unquote, their contribution to the opiate epidemic? How many companies have been sued? So now we got to ask, we got to say, wait a minute, hold on for a second. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it the migrant crisis that's causing the opioid epidemic? Or is it irresponsible healthcare and people who have a genetic high propensity to addiction? If it's the migrant crisis that's causing the opiate epidemic, why are they paying out millions in lawsuits? Fate of billions for opiate victims? How are you a victim if you chose to shoot up? How are you a victim if you chose to shoot some dog food into your arms because you fiending? You know what I'm saying? Fate of billions for opiate victims from Sackler's rest with Supreme Court. The court will decide whether Purdue's owners can gain permanent immunity from future opiate lawsuits in exchange for payments of up to $6 billion. In 2014, when the first opiate lawsuits were filed against Purdue Pharma, Tiffany Scott's daughter was still years away from her fatal overdose from addictive prescription painkillers, including Purdue's Oxycontin, which she was taking to manage sickle cell pain. And that's a rare case. That's a very rare case because sickle cell is one of the most underprescribed for pain medication illnesses that there are. And of course, one of the reasons why is because it's an illness that affects mainly Black people. Me personally, I don't give any credit to the assumptions that the Border Patrol, quote unquote, contributes heavily to the opiate crisis, because I know where the opiate crisis came from and I know how it started. And blaming the border for the opiate crisis is just more, you know, it's basically just mayo-splaining for medical mismanagement. And shout out to Alonda. I appreciate you, Alonda.
A couple hours away from us, CBP officers at the port of entry there stopping a car and finding over 1 million fentanyl pills hidden in that smuggler's vehicle. Thankfully, they were able to seize that. Then we want to take you back to this video from yesterday. Take a look at this. We showed you these images yesterday of illegal immigrants pushing through a breach in the border wall that had been cut through by smugglers. This happened right in front of Border Patrol. All these people came spilling through the wall trying to take advantage of the situation. Then a human smuggler looks at our camera, gives us a shrug, and salutes us. Well, GOP presidential.
You know, somebody had mentioned that, you know, there could be something shady about that entire situation. Usually when the news is telling you to focus on something, there's something else in that same frame that you really should actually be focusing on that they're trying to distract you from. If you guys recall, when the United States was trying to get everybody to focus on Osama bin Laden, there was a lot of that. So, you know, just as a result of paying attention to patterns and, you know, after a lot of these events take place and then the subsequent books that are written and different things like that, I would just, you know, when the news media says, hey, look at this, I would just be on my P's and Q's. I would just be on my P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting up here saying that the news is right. I'm not sitting up here saying that the news is wrong. I'm just saying I would just be on my P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Candidate Florida Governor Ron DeSantis reacted to that video. He posted a tweet which says in part, quote, "The cartels are laughing at us now, but they won't be when I'm commander in chief. Any cartel operative caught cutting through the border wall will be left stone cold dead." And back out here live, that goes to one of his campaign promises, essentially saying if they see.
Hey, here goes the thing, right? Now, you know, I'm not a fan of Ron DeSantis, but I'm not mad at that. What's the difference between these people trying to break into the border wall versus somebody trying to break into your home? I mean, effectively, if they're breaking into the border wall, they are breaking into our home, right? Those are the same thing. If you guys agree with that logic, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with that logic, then give me a thumbs down. It's pretty much the same thing, right? Am I tripping, or you know what I'm saying? Or am I not? Somebody breaking into the border wall, breaking into the country illegally, is the same thing as somebody effectively trying to break into your front door. Now, in a state with the castle doctrine where you're allowed to defend yourself, right? You're allowed to use lethal force, which is like Florida, where DeSantis is from. Texas, right? Abbott. I don't see anything wrong with that. I've been asking, how come they don't have sharpshooters on the wall, you know, on the border wall?
And back out here live, that goes to one of his campaign promises, essentially saying if they see any cartel members bringing fentanyl in or cutting through the border wall, he will authorize the use of lethal force. And back out here, you can see this situation. It looks like Border Patrol's in for quite another busy day out here in Lukeville, which remains the epicenter of this border crisis. Walk with me a little bit more. You can see campfire set here overnight. They're trying to stay warm. And this isn't the only line of people here. If we can look a little bit ahead, they're keeping family units, women, children, families separate from these single adult men. And then, Brian, if we can pan left real quick to finish off, we got another group waiting to be apprehended by a Border Patrol bus. Again, we are in the middle of nowhere out here. It takes long for Border Patrol processing, so these folks could be waiting here for days, and they can't get the numbers down because people are constantly crossing illegally, guys.
How many other reporters are down there, Bill?
There's actually a decent amount. There's more starting to show up.
Yeah, so there's that. So there's just records amounts of migrants basically hitting every single potential point of entry. There's an article here from what's called the Western Journal. We're going to take a quick look at it. Just more testimony to what we've been saying. Border agents encounter highest ever number of migrants in a single day as crisis escalates. Of course, what we're doing here is we're going to show the black migrants because those are the only ones. Okay. Tuesday saw a record number of people cross into the U.S. from Mexico, according to a Fox News correspondent named Bill Melguin. While millions of migrants have successfully entered the country since President Joe Biden's inauguration, Tuesday's influx was unprecedented. Citing unnamed Custom and Border Protection sources, Melguin reported on X that more than 12,000 people crossed the border, the highest single day total ever recorded. Okay. So they got more of what we've been talking about here. Okay. Same stuff, just more verification. So now, again, I keep saying this, right? And there's a reason why I'm saying that. This is a problem with infinite supply of problem with a finite supply of solution. When that happens, that is unsustainable. That is unsustainable. So now my question for everybody is, how is this going to be dealt with effectively, reasonably? Here's an article from the Associated Press. 48 Haitian migrants have been detained on an uninhabited island west of Puerto Rico. Now, here's my question. What do you guys think they're going to do with these Haitian migrants? Pay very close attention to the different ways that they treat the different migrants. Very interesting how they treat them. And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 72 people watching and we got 93 likes. All we need is 7 more to get to our 100. Once we get to that 100, next is 125. So if everybody could smash that like button, that'd be great. San Juan, Puerto Rico. U.S. federal authorities said Wednesday that they detained 48 Haitian migrants who were abandoned by smugglers on an uninhabited island between Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. U.S. Customs and Border Protection said park rangers on Mona Island alerted authorities to the arrival of 41 men and several women. Haitian migrants are increasingly being dropped off on the rugged island surrounded by treacherous waters as they flee poverty and gang violence consuming their country. In June of 2022, at least 5 Haitian migrants died, and 68 others were rescued after authorities said smugglers dropped the group off in waters near Mona Island. Okay, so that's what we got popping off over there. So my question for you guys is, what does all of this mean? What does all of this mean? What kind of moves can you predict as a result of all of this? This is going to be an issue that continues on way after the election.
Problem right now, especially in places like Lukeville, are the massive numbers of people who are turning themselves in seeking asylum. And those who are allowed to stay are generally released, put on a bus, and brought to Tucson where they can be helped.
To do this, Pima, Cochise, and Santa Cruz counties rely heavily on money from the federal government to transport and shelter migrants. But according to a spokesperson with Pima County, that money is running out quickly. 13 News reporter Ashley Bowerman has more on what that could mean for communities along the border.
Yeah, Mary and Dan, Pima County Communications Director Mark Evans tells me Nogales, Douglas, and even...
So now here's my question. Do you all notice a similar theme when it comes to all of the gripes that these cities have with the federal government? Do you all notice what is the gripe that they all have? They all share what seems to be a very similar gripe. And what that similar gripe seems to be is that the federal government leaves these local governments hanging when it comes to their migrant efforts. Do you all notice that? That's what's going on in New York. That's what's going on in Chicago. That's what's going on in California. That's what's going on in Denver. That's what's going on all over the place. If you guys notice that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't notice that, then give me a thumbs down. That's what's going on. That's why all of these other politicians are starting to get annoyed with the Biden administration. They feel like the Biden administration doesn't have their back. And if you take a look at what's going on in New York, or, take a look at what's going on in Chicago, the Biden administration doesn't have their back. They're on their own. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely on their own. Snake eyes.
Tucson could start seeing street releases of migrants by upwards of 6,000 a week as soon as March if the federal government doesn't come up with a plan to continue to fund these humanitarian services.
Pima County has developed a transportation system for the growing number of migrants who qualify.
Now, how many people knew about these Pima County street releases? If they don't get the money from the government, they're going to be letting loose 6,000 people a week in the streets. Now, this is what I'm telling y'all. When you're watching YouTube, most YouTube channels are only covering New York and Chicago. One of the only places that you'll be able to get comprehensive information about what's going on in all of the locations is here. Good luck trying to find it elsewhere. I'm dead serious. I mean, if you have, shout out to you. Where have people found comprehensive content about the migrant crisis in places other than New York and in Chicago? Where have they been talking about it at? What channels? Because honestly, it wouldn't hurt me to look at some more information. Where are they doing it at? We talked about St. Louis. They're not doing it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Only here. Only on the Undocumented Bros.
Yeah, Mayor. Indiana, Pima County Communications Director Mark Evans tells me Nogales, Douglas, and even Tucson could start seeing street releases of migrants by upwards of 6,000 a week as soon as March if the federal government doesn't come up with a plan to continue to fund these humanitarian services.
Pima County has developed a transportation system for the growing number of migrants who qualify for asylum at the border. It's to prevent these people from being released onto the streets while they await their initial court hearing.
Sometimes, if they get here in the afternoon, they can't leave till tomorrow. So then we have a shelter where they can stay for the night.
And when those shelters fill up, money is spent to put them in a hotel room. The county says migrants usually leave to another state within 24 to 36 hours.
What has happened is the volume has increased so much since July that our system has had to expand and expand and expand to the point where it's near to breaking.
And more people means more money. In fact, double the amount. The county says it's spending $4 million a month. And Pima County has relied on the Emergency Food and Shelter Program from FEMA to pay for these services, but that funding is set to expire by the end of this year. Congress has approved another round of funding, but the Shelter and Services Program wasn't supposed to be touched until January.
But now, because of this sustained surge, we have so rapidly depleted the existing fund that we're having to advance that transition.
The problem with the new funds is the restrictions on what it can be spent on. For example, if 25 migrants in Nogales needed to be picked up on a 50-seat bus, the county can't help.
Under the new rules, the bus has to be 75% full. So we wouldn't be able to send a bus down to Nogales to pick up those 25 people because we wouldn't get reimbursed for it.
There is also a limit on how many buses can be sent today. The county says the state would now be responsible for those additional transports.
So see, what you guys, I'm sure you guys are noticing this, but what's going on here is that they're just shifting the costs. They're just shifting the costs back and forth, which what that means is that if they're shifting the costs back and forth and these things are becoming inefficient, then in most cases, there's going to be a breakdown in the payment system. And if there's a breakdown in the payment system, somebody somewhere is either going to get some money cut, or somebody somewhere is not going to get all of their money. One of the two is probably going to happen. Now, here's my question for you guys. Which of the two do you all think probably will be what happens? Let me know what you guys think.
Also, under the new funds, they have a limited number of hotel rooms they can shelter people in. Now, only 750. So with these kinds of migrant numbers we're seeing and restrictions in place, the county says it's only a matter of time before these individuals will be released onto the streets.
And only time will tell. Evans doesn't know when this new round of funding will run out, but says there is a possibility it could only last through March. He continues to say that these services must continue to be funded by the federal government to prevent these street releases. He ensures that the county will not pay for this sheltering system out of local funds and local taxation.
So there's that. Now, when it came to not spending local taxpayer dollars in New York City, they weren't buying that. They said, nah, you guys are going to be spending your own money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested to see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, don't move a muscle. Do not move a muscle. This stream will take you right into the next one, which will be very short. I want to shout out everybody who contributed to the stream. Shout out to Tone for becoming a member. Remember, we only need 10 members to get 100. So if there's anybody that's considering becoming a member, help us get to that 100. Shout out to Denise for 3 months of membership support. Make sure you guys throw some radiation emoji and some flames in the chat for her. Shout out to DeAndre for 16 months of membership support. Show him some love. And shout out to DSB for the 99-cent super chat. Definitely appreciate it. And as always, ladies and gentlemen,
life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this life. Hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Don't talk about demons. Say she wanna come and see me. Local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on my knee. That's on Kiwi. That's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me. Come and see me. I been dodging all that face. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for what feature? That's like every other week. Talk behind my back. I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this light. Hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey, I'm really him. Hold up.